There is a tendency of small, elegant, successful systems to be succeeded by over-engineered, bloated systems. This is known as the second system effect. This is another law identified by Fred Brooks in his book The Mythical Man Month from 1975. There are a number of reasons why this happens, but the main ones are inflated expectations and overconfidence. This effect is something that software engineers have observed time and time again. An example of this observed by Fred is the shift from IBM 700 series to the 360 series in 1964, and an even more recent example that you might have observed is the shift from Windows XP to Windows Vista. We've also experienced this in web development. As an example, the rewrite from AngularJS to Angular 2 was one of the reasons that many developers jumped ship to something simpler like React. Let's dissect why this effect happens. The first time you use a new technology or build a new type of system, you know you're a beginner, so you tend to be naturally conservative. The second time around, you have experience. You know what you are doing, you have success under your belt, so you pull out all the stops and do all the things that you were afraid to do the first time around. This is where you need to be cautious of your own overconfidence. Additionally, there are a lot of lessons, good lessons that you will learn when you build a successful system, and if you decide to cater for too many of these learnings, you run into the issue that we've previously discussed, which is that the project can lose its focus and its core values. You needlessly end up with something that is over-engineered and not necessarily even fun to work on anymore. To avoid the second system effect, it's important to be aware of the potential for over-engineering and to stay focused on the core values and the goals of the project. One approach is to start with the minimal viable product or MVP. Next, you iterate and build upon it gradually rather than trying to incorporate all the possible features and functionality at once. It's also important to maintain a clear understanding of your users' needs and to prioritize those needs over other considerations. Finally, it's critical to remain humble and to be willing to learn from your mistakes and failures rather than assuming that past success guarantees future success. Keep these things in mind, and your second system will be less like the shift from XP to Vista and more like the shift from Windows Vista to Windows 7.